Hi. Um, I'm doing a thing where uh, I try to read uh, what I have to say because lately it gets to the point where editing takes like 2 hours, and like in many cases it just takes up free time that I was hoping to have. So, um, I want to say I failed this week on my diet. Uh, it wouldn't be fair to say the whole week was bad, but I had a lunch with someone for my birthday earlier this week, and I actually had one day where I dieted well and went into ketosis much faster than usual. Um, this was a surprise until I realized I had 4 teaspoons of Ceylon cinnamon with my protein shake. I had keto flu worse than I ever did before I had a bad headache, uh, almost a migraine. Uh, I went to bed early and had to go to the bathroom a lot that night, which is common when you enter ketosis. Uh, uh, you know, like, there have been many times, like 2 years ago when I was doing keto constantly, I would have to go like every, I think, 30 minutes or maybe 45 minutes. Um, because once there's no carbs left in your liver, I think, uh, like carbs hold on to water, and so your body doesn't need to hold it anymore, and so it just dumps it really rapidly. This could last for like 3-4 hours, or that's how long it lasts for me. Uh, but because I was asleep a couple of days ago when this happened, um, I think I got up like 3 or 4 times. And because of my dehydration problem, I've had a lot of nights where I just didn't have to go at all. I don't know if that's not really something anybody wants to hear, but it is part of the process. I uh, don't really know how to say it any other way. Uh, I discovered only last year that Ceylon cinnamon speeds up how fast I enter ketosis. It used to take like a day and a half to 2 days. With Ceylon cinnamon, for me, it's basically 24 hours and seldom more than that. If you take it with a meal, it slows down the digestive process, or at least that's how I would describe it. So if you had a really sugary meal, you don't get nearly as high a sugar spike, and your body can burn more energy before much fat storage happens. So there's less need for insulin to process the meal. Uh, it's like if after you eat a really sugary meal, it doesn't get processed very quickly, then the sugar spike is more spread out. So instead of like a really sharp, like sine wave kind of thing, it's more, long term, shorter, but longer. So if you take Ceylon cinnamon with a meal, It slows down the digestive process, or that's what it did for me. Really sugary meal, it spreads out the spike. It has a slight GLP-1 effect, but it's nothing like actually taking Ozempic. Thursday, I was on track to continue with my diet successfully, but I had to deal with something that was causing a ton of anxiety. This was a thing that was job related, looking for a job. And there's just lots of complications, and unfortunately, I've learned over the years I have to hold my cards close to the chest. Talking to someone about looking for a job, and they wanted to know about my social media usage, and so yeah, you know what? I'm not telling them anything they don't have to know. Dealing with ridiculous little things like if I already have a job, then that is guaranteed to come to an end in like a few months. They want me to wait until I don't have any job so that they can then help me, and I have no guarantee that I'll have a job at any point while they help me. And it's just, you know what? You don't need information. I need your help with this little thing, and you're either going to do it or you're not, and I'm not going to give you reasons not to do it. So I had to deal with this, and it was causing a ton of anxiety. I was afraid I was going to be forced into a situation where they would learn that I already have a job. By the time I was finished, I caved and I broke my diet. So obviously I'm going to try again. I want to say a word about something regarding motivation. One of the things that really helped me lose weight 2 years ago was an external motivator. I've talked a bunch about this and have concluded that I have to stick to internal motivators. But the last few weeks there's been a thing that's been on my mind. I don't know how to say any more about this because it's becoming kind of an important detail, and I still feel like I may not want to talk about this particular thing, what this external motivator was 2.5 years ago. But suffice it to say, I had another external motivator about 6 months ago. And I didn't think at all about this at the time or over the past couple of months in regards to motivation, but lately I was thinking about it. I don't want to fall for some trap or whatever mentally. The second I realized I had this external motivator, all my alarm bells were ringing. But this time something seemed clearer than before. I had a period of time before when I healthily dealt with it, and it did not stop me from making progress. I reoriented my motivations back then, and it worked really well, but didn't last forever before other pressures caused me to fail. I decided to handle this motivation just as a wake-up call this time, like a wake-up call that I should just push harder to lose weight and stay determined, because I may get things that mean a lot to me. This weekend has kind of been a mess, but Sunday I absolutely intend to get back on track. I may be having lunch a couple of times next week, but other than that, I intend to stay on track as well. So that's it. Thanks, bye.